Hi folks, Alex Klingelhoeffer here with Exencial Wealth Advisors. It's 8:04 here in the middle part of the country on Friday. It's July 23rd, 2021. Here's your morning jog around the economic headlines of the world. China has launched its digital yuan. They've already had about 5 billion US dollars worth of transactions in the currency. Now you can pay your electricity bill in the digital currency. It'll be real interesting to see. This is the first state-owned coin, the first state-provided digital currency to sort of make its way into the economy. Of course, China's trying to stimulate demand. If it's really a big hit, I'd love to see what it looks like when the Olympics, which are now going on in Tokyo, go to Beijing. Now, remember, because Tokyo was pushed back a year, Beijing's Olympics is really just around the corner. It's going to be early next year. So it will be interesting to see what happens when the digital currency really gets into the eyes of the entire world, if the yuan digitally starts to become an asset that folks really look at and say, hey, this is a coin, this is a stable coin that folks want to see. Very interesting future for the digital yuan as China has more control than other systems like Dogecoin or like Bitcoin, that sort of thing. Boston Beer shows what happens when you miss earnings and everyone else is beating them, down about 20% today in the pre-market after really missing on Truly Seltzer. Remember, Truly was one of the first entrants into the seltzer game. Boston Beer bought them up. It looked like a really good acquisition and still looks like a very profitable enterprise for Boston Beer, but now there is a lot of competition in the seltzer game. You go into the supermarket and there's 20, 30 brands. You used to be only 2 a few years ago. Going forward, Boston Beer probably needs to recalibrate the size of that seltzer market, continue to develop their core brands. If you look at their chart long-term, Boston Beer has just been a great investment. I mean, you can zoom out as long as you want. It just sort of goes up and to the right. They're really an innovative company in the alcoholic beverage space. Again, down 20% here in the pre-market today. Boston Beer, a rare hiccup in an otherwise stellar earnings season. Last but not least, before you get you off to a nice weekend, American Express with blockbuster earnings this morning, $10.24 billion in revenue. I like to think of American Express as a bellwether stock for the overall economy. Here's why. American Express tends to be owned by higher income individuals with increased discretionary spending. As those folks are spending more dollars, it's a great sign for the overall economy versus like a Visa or a MasterCard, which report earnings next week because those purchases are less discretionary. When folks are spending on American Express, they're usually spending on travel, on dining, on leisure. Those are really good spending items on the overall economy. This means the overall economy is getting really back to a nice, healthy state. Again, American Express with blockbuster earnings, stock up nicely here this morning. If you want some additional information or tweets about the Olympics, quite frankly, this weekend, feel free to follow me on Twitter. As always, it's OKCCFA CFP. Until then, I hope you have a very good weekend. I am